It was an ordinary afternoon, the kind every parent knows too well. Cars lined the streets outside a busy elementary school, engines idling, doors opening and closing as children poured out through the gates. The sound of laughter, shouts, and car horns filled the air. Among the crowd sat a mother, waiting patiently for her 2 young sons. She parked close to the entrance, barely 15 feet away, watching the school doors with a tired but happy smile. When her boys finally appeared, she waved. They climbed in, and she pulled away slowly. Just another normal school pickup. But in a heartbeat, everything changed. A little girl named Emmy came running out from a different part of the schoolyard. She wasn't using the crosswalk. The crossing guard saw her and shouted, "Stop!" But before anyone could react, she ran into the street, right as the mother's car was passing by. There was a sudden, sharp sound. The car's side mirror shattered. The driver hit the brakes and gasped. When she looked out, she saw the little girl on the ground, crying, holding her shoulder in pain. Parents screamed. The crossing guard rushed over. Someone called 911. Minutes later, the ambulance arrived. Emmy's shoulder was broken. Her face was scratched. Her chin needed stitches. She was in shock. Her mother rode with her in tears, holding her hand the whole way. Back at the scene, the driver stood beside her car, shaking. The mirror hung in pieces, glass scattered on the pavement. She kept saying, "She ran into my car. I didn't hit her. She just came out of nowhere." Days passed. The little girl healed slowly. But then came something unexpected. The driver decided to file a claim. She wanted the child's mother to pay for her broken mirror. That's how both families ended up in Judge Judy's courtroom. When the case began, Judge Judy looked at the driver with her sharp, no-nonsense eyes. "You were picking up your children from school?" she asked. "Yes, Your Honor," the woman said. "And you were in the school zone, correct?" "Yes." "How many children go to that school?" "About 500. Judy nodded slowly. "So you knew there would be hundreds of children all around your car. And yet here we are, because a 9-year-old girl ended up with a fractured clavicle. And you're suing her mother for the cost of a mirror?" The driver swallowed hard. "Your Honor, she ran into me. I was going maybe 2 miles an hour. The crossing guard even yelled, 'Stop!' But she didn't listen. It wasn't my fault." Judge Judy raised her eyebrows. "If you were going 2 miles an hour," she said, "then explain how that child broke her collarbone. If you were creeping through a school zone like you're supposed to, she might have been scared, maybe bruised, but not injured that badly." The driver insisted again. "It was a side impact. She ran into my mirror, not the front of my car." Judy looked at the photos of the car, then back at her. "That picture only proves one thing, that your mirror hit her. It doesn't prove who caused it." The courtroom was silent as the crossing guard stood to testify. "The little girl wasn't crossing where she was supposed to," he said. "I yelled for her to stop, but the driver didn't have time to react." Judge Judy asked, "You were about 30 feet in front of the driver?" "Yes." "So if the driver had been paying full attention," Judy continued, "she would have seen the girl starting to run, since she was only 15 feet away. Isn't that right?" The guard hesitated. "Maybe, Your Honor." Judy turned back to the plaintiff. "You're the adult. You're supposed to anticipate that a child might do something impulsive, especially near a school. That's why we tell drivers to crawl through school zones, even if she came from an unexpected spot. It was your job to expect the unexpected." The woman began to argue. "No one crosses there. It's not where kids come out." Judge Judy's voice cut through like a knife. "Then they're foolish. When 500 kids leave school, some will go over fences, around fences, anywhere they can. That's why you go slow enough to stop instantly." The driver's face tightened. "But Your Honor, I was being careful." Judy interrupted, calm but firm. "No, you weren't careful enough. And instead of being grateful that child is alive, you're here asking for money to fix your mirror." The room went still. Judy's tone softened, but her words struck deep. "You should wake up every day and say, 'Thank God that little girl didn't die.' A mirror can be replaced. A child cannot. What if it had been your son, Tyler, who ran out and broke his collarbone? Would you still say the driver wasn't responsible?" The woman didn't answer. Judge Judy sighed, then delivered her judgment. Your case is dismissed. No money changed hands that day. Just lessons learned the hard way. Outside the courtroom, the little girl's mother spoke softly. She kept telling me, "I'm sorry, Mommy." I told her she didn't have to be. "I'm just thankful she's alive." The driver, still defensive, said, "She ran into my car. There was nothing I could have done." But Judge Judy's final words stayed echoing in everyone's mind. Instead of suing her mother to fix your mirror, you should be thanking God you didn't take her life. In that one line, she said what everyone needed to hear. A mirror is glass and plastic. A child is hope, innocence, and future. That's how the case got finished.